good day, everybody. So just getting started today. Got a day off this week, so I'm gonna try to turn out a little video. Excuse me. Got a box. I ordered some stuff the other day. So we're gonna open this real quick and just kind of see what we got real quick. Um, I like to say real quick, I guess. So I appreciate everybody that subscribed so far. Next goal is 100. We're almost there. So the Tina video is doing great, so I guess we're gonna be focusing on some VW stuff, and still we'll do our old Ford truck, and gotta get these four-wheelers out of here before we can focus on the guy right up here, which is the Carmagia. So let's see what I ordered. Well, not what I was thinking it was. So anyway, I'll have to contact them because I thought we canceled this. But anyway, I got the Vice Grip Garage Rebuild Black. Um, I was definitely thinking it was something different. So anyway, I'll have to contact them, let them know I got it because they refunded me the money. So, but that'd be good for floor pans up there and working on the Carmagia as we get those floor pans welded in. Now, I'm going to forewarn everybody that I'm not a welder. I'm not a mechanic. By trade, I'm in the medical profession. So anything out here, this junkie shop, hopefully it'll get cleaned up here soon, especially if we're going to be videotaping more out here. Kind of embarrassed to see everything, but I come out here, work when I have time, and then kind of leave it. So we'll kind of go from there. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please comment down below some of the things you want to see, whether it be the four-wheeler repairs, the riding, the old cars, the car shows. We got another cruise in this weekend. I'm going to try to videotape. But yeah, definitely we'll do a series on the Carmagia, and then we'll get Tina. Tina's going to need a lot. Tina needs floor pans. Tina needs heater channels. So Tina's probably going to get separated from the chassis and get all that new stuff underneath, and then going to kind of stay Tina on the outside. And just be a cruiser for now. Something fun to drive. Want to teach my adult kids now how to drive a stick shift. That's a dying breed of folks that know how to drive a stick shift. So it's going to be interesting. I'm open to criticism, but definitely let me know what I can do better, what I can do less of. Like some people already said, don't use the music throughout the whole video, which I finally figured out how to fix that since I'm editing pretty much all on my phone. So but we'll grow as the channel grows. We'll get more into editing, which I used to be pretty good at, but not all from a little handheld phone. So anyway, we'll get into today's video. The plan will be to try to get that Kodiak, some crazy wiring they put on it, ripped out, get it back to stock, making sure it runs well. Then I can get the front end put back together. I think I got a right front caliper that's sticking a little bit. So we'll see. I got the master cylinder broken free and working, and then new fluids put in the other day. So we'll try to videotape more of that. But you guys let me know what you want, and just, I'm open to suggestions and see where this goes. All right, so this is the Kodiak. I've already done some front end work on it. Had to replace the front A-arm on the right side. It was bent, and so it definitely was not steering wheel. I think they spilt some paint on it. There's some white paint there. The front diff had white paint, so I kind of used some rust reformer and then painted the areas. Has heated hand grips, which I think is most of this crazy wiring. All this was for the winch control, which is the turnstile that was mounted on the fender. Not sure if I'm going back with that one, that with the winch that's on it. I got to do some plastic welding on the front fenders, and I already worked on the headlight assembly a little bit. And then just got to figure out this wiring. It's just crap going everywhere. See down through here, I think that's mostly winch wiring, and then you got the wiring for the heated hand grips going around that side. So I'll kind of get into it, and got some new parts to go on it, a new rubber barrier between the gas tank and the engine there, and some side panels that I had bought for it already. But I like Yamahas. They're pretty good four-wheelers. They're easy to work on. I kind of work on Suzuki, Kawasaki's, Arctic Cats, and Yamahas. I had some rough interactions with Honda in the past, so I haven't really got back to those yet. But I'm willing to work on a Rincon or something like that along the way. But we shall see. According to the wife, the four-wheeler craze needs to come to an end so I can focus on the VW stuff and the old cars. All right, well, my plan is to remove the heated hand grips. I mean, I'm in South Carolina, so not something big that we need. I also got to replace the throttle. It's broke. I have one. I just got to find it, of course. So we're going to get everything loose and then get these crazy wires figured out. I'm not good, but I'm slow, so it will take me a while. So I'm not going to bore you guys with every detail, but if there's something specific that you're working on that you want to see, I can definitely show you that and kind of go from there. So what's some favorite vehicles you guys like? I like these air cooled. I've had a couple VWs. Of course I got my old Fords. Um, One thing I'd like to add, which people tell me sometimes I'm crazy, since I have a '65 Falcon, the '74 F100. I'd love to have a 1986 Bronco. I had one briefly when we lived in Alaska, and I always wanted one of those when I was a teenager. So then that way I can round out the '60s, '70s, and '80s and be pretty good there. So, but y'all comment down below what some vehicles that you like that other people think you're crazy for liking. I'm into even the old Ford Falcon vans and the Econoline stuff. They're ugly as sin, but man, I don't know, something about them, they're just cool. Yeah, I'm wondering if this four-wheeler came from up north. I mean, it even has a plow mount underneath. That's something rare for around here. All right. I'm gonna leave the blue and the red wire because I'm thinking that may be my trigger switch for my solenoid for the winch. So we'll leave those guys for now. Now, this thing had a weird homemade boot intake. Just it wouldn't run correctly. And you know, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen modified on a four-wheeler. The Suzuki I have over here had a cup holder kind of blocking off the oil cooler, I guess because it was on a farm or something, or they were pushing. I have no clue, or just going through mud. They were trying to keep mud out of the oil cooler or something, but never seen a cup holder modified for that. Grab a nice tension. All right, just gonna finish breaking it down and getting the rear plastics off. Um, Engine frame definitely need some pressure washing. Got a few tweaks in the foot rail down there that's got to be pulled back, and then I like to kind of try to clean them up and then get them put back together. So I'm gonna finish disassembling the electronics here and get them pulled out of the rear plastics. That way I can pressure wash the plastic separate, and then get everything clean and tidied up and see what needs repair and kind of get my list together. So I found a little mouse house in the rear snorkel. So sure, that's completely clogged up. I already got to replace the belt cover because it was cracked. So we'll have to pull that guy off and clean it out totally. Another day and try to get a little bit more done. We got it soaking on the engine with some Black Max super concentrated heavy degreaser I got at a car show. I'm going to try to get this pressure washed today. I doubt I'll get to the F100 today, but if I can get this done and the plastics done, that'll be a step forward. And then we got to cruise in tonight, so I got to get the Falcon out and cleaned up for that. Cue the time lapse. Got one pro tip for the day. Do not pressure wash your hand. It doesn't feel great. For faded plastics, not too bad. Still got to work on some plastic welding on that front end there. We'll get them definitely looking a little better now that they're at least pressure washed. So got a lot of the grease off of it, and gonna get it back in the shop once it dries. And waiting on a couple parts I ordered, but just wanted to get a little bit added to the work today since it's getting hot already. I think the heat index is gonna be like 104. Too hot for my old butt. Okay, so this is the plastics I scrubbed the other day, pressure wash, but this one is broken here. Little weak there. They had tried to attempt to fix it there. I was gonna plastic weld that, but they had the winch switch here, They had that for the heated hand grips, but I have this set here that I did not pressure wash, but they hacked out the center here, which I guess that's no big deal other than, you know, snorkel type thing. It was ripped here, or plastic welded that already. And then it's got the cut there, but I think that'll be hidden well enough once it's on with the front. I'm gonna go wash these and see how they turn out. They're probably gonna look just as good as those. Okay, so this is the right side footwell. So you can see it's kind of busted. I mean, I've never seen one crack like that, but I guess anything's possible. So we're going to plastic weld this down through there and see if we can steady it up a little bit, at least, because the other one I got has got holes all in it, so this one should definitely be better. Let's see. There we go. There. Sometimes I try a little too much, but we'll start there. And I like this much better than, you know, a lot of people use drill holes and put tie wraps, but I much rather do this and kind of go down through here and make sure it's not really going anywhere. Skip a little ways, and I guess kind of like regular welding, you just kind of tack. They do make a tip for this gun or some of these plastic welders, so you could actually go down and smooth. I'll kind of show you the mess I have with the headlight bezel in just a moment. That it didn't quite work as well as I thought it would, but we got it to seal. In the past I've used like chicken wire or something and melted in small sections on fenders to really give them some rigidity. But I think this will be just fine. Biggest thing is trimming these tips off, because they will bite you later if you don't get them close enough and not feel good. So see, none are coming through that side. You know, you'll have a little water come through, but hey, it's better than the fender flopping around. I'm going to do a long one here. And I've tried taking old pieces of fenders off old four-wheelers and melting down through there, but I can't get it, I guess, the right heat to get it to actually drip. So, which I'll again show you over here in just a second. Oh, that one escaped. So yeah, you can get these little guns on Amazon. I think that's where I got this one. Wasn't real expensive, but it's very handy for plastics. I've used it in automobiles and four-wheelers, so I'll never find that one again until I go and step on it. Use this different kind, see if I can bridge that gap. Alright. Of course, everything's going to hang up on me when I'm trying to do stuff one-handed. So, like a monkey humping a football here. One more. Try to do this end down here and then call it good on that. And just wait a little while till it cools. So hopefully it will stay seated. Sometimes I'll do a little heat and then twist it kind of up underneath the plastic so you don't see the metal at all. Not too bad. Alright. So this one, let's see, there we go, right about there. Move that guy over a little bit. So this one was ripped right through here. So I tried to put the clips in there. It really wouldn't work. Then I tried to melt the old fender I had, and it kind of held. So I used some E6000 on the back side and got it to seal. So that's pretty good. I may do that across that line just to keep water from coming through, but I mean it's no big deal on this four-wheeler, but that's better than what it was flopping around out there. So we got that side all done. It's very steady now. Put a few right here where this was ripped a little, just to steady her up. Now the big thing with trimming these is wear safety glasses, because these things go everywhere, and again it leaves that little bit there, so kind of going back and grinding those down is not a bad idea, because You go to reach under there and get hung with one of them things, it hurts like hell. That one can be heated up just a hair more before I trim it. Give her the best chance there. And the little snips that they give you in this kit suck. So, or at least for arthritic people anyway, I guess. I bet some seam sealer would be good on this, like you use on a car. Now across that seam there. Protect that stuff, keep those from rusting out. Right in the forehead. But got my safety glasses on. Alright. I think we're good. Then I'll cover them with something. And that is good. So I'm going to put these handlebars back on. These are handlebars off of Bruin. They got a quick little paint job. They still need to dry. Hope y'all aren't getting my bald head in the picture, but I can't see. We're just going to put these on lightly, and hopefully they'll go ahead and dry really well. But trying to get those stupid heated hand grips off. Not with these arthritic hands, that wasn't going to happen. I was going to have to grind them off. And I said, screw it, I had these back there on a parts four-wheeler. So that's what it's getting. Got a little bit of paint on the rear frame there. Looks much better. So we'll tweak those where we need them shortly. Kind of go from there. Yeah, I'm going to wait till they dry a little more before I mount the brake handles and everything. I left the winch wires, but I'm probably definitely going to go with more of the switch up for the handlebars, because I want to go with that other set of plastics, because I think they'll do a little bit better. I'll just have to figure out if there's any kind of repercussion to not having that center section in the snorkel tube up there for the, it's mainly going down to the belt box. So I can get some color on that one, not on that one, not on that one. So no, if I want to put bolts back in here, we're going to have to drill it out. So yeah, that may be drill and tap that out, so that will be good on this side. So, alright, yay, more work. Probably should have painted these as well, but it will be okay. I have to check the brake cable on the other four-wheeler, see if it's any better. Hopefully this is going to work just fine. I'll take it. I had to order this one because the one that was on here broke. I guess it broke right there. I don't know if they flipped this thing or just hit a limb. So, and sometimes these things are crazy. So I got this one from a Big Bear, which should do just fine on the Kodiak of the same year. Connectors look the same, but if anything, I can take the four-wheel drive select switch off and mount mine up, and no problems, and have an extra one for later for another four-wheeler. But eBay is better than trying to buy those Chinese one reproductions that didn't have the flat plate for the switch to go on. So I'll clean those up a little bit, but it's better than those stupid heated ones. Paper towels, great. Great. So the Bruin being a little newer, the handlebars look fine. Like they match perfectly to this one. So we'll see. So this is what you don't do. You don't take a stupid wire, cut the insulation, and then wrap another wire around it for power. I mean, come on, people. My 65 Falcon was like that. I'm like, really? So now we have to take this off. I'm pretty sure this was the power switch for the winch. So, you know, there's better ways to do that. But definitely not that way. But redneck ingenuity, I guess. Let's set the rear plastics on them. And I still got to strip this stupid little light they got on here off. Two very small. That's right, took for the right job. My brother loves these wrenches. Alright, so plan B. Let's put this sucker up. Yeah, we're going to try to reattach some of this stuff. Hopefully. Okay, sorry y'all missed that, but the camera was off when the hammer came out. So it just couldn't get them to release, so. They stripped out because they're old and rusty. Come out or not? Finally, I think we got some movement. No, it broke off after all that. Alright, finally. It's warm over by that door. The air conditioner's doing all it can today. Alright, so we got that set. That looks good. Now we just got to run our wiring harness. Now all this is going to get cleaned up a little better. You'll be surprised once I clean it. It's been pressure washed, but once it gets some shine back in it. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it's a 2001, and that's never going to be perfect again. Alright guys, so this video is starting to get a little long, and I've trimmed out a lot and sped up a lot, so working on the four-wheeler, you know, life gets in the way sometimes, so once I got the batteries in, the starter would barely turn over. I changed out the wiring harness, which I'll show you guys all that in a minute. I think I'm having kind of a problem with the plug at the relay, starter relay, or it could be these crappy batteries that are starting to get old. So we shall see. Let me flip the camera around here and show you where we're at. I haven't made it a lot further because, again, life and work have gotten in the way, and if I could retire today and not see any more patients, I think I'd be happy. But still got to pay bills. So anyway, hold on 1 second. I'll flip you guys around. Okay, here is, not much different than where you saw it last time. I got 2 different size batteries trying it out. But again, got both relays laid out because the other one had so many cuts and everything on it. Let's see. This is one of the relays, so you can see the cuts on that. So I'm thinking of, either trying to repin this one so it fits in. These relays are basically brand new, or order another one. Another problem I had started looking at is this rear master cylinder down here. It does not want to hardly move. So y'all let me know what you think. Should I take it apart, throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner, order a new one, or even a used one? I'd rather go with the OEM stuff. Again, when I redo these four-wheelers, I try to keep them like I'm keeping them. I want everything to work, so when I sell it, I have no second thoughts about it, that everything's operating properly. The motor ran strong, so I just got to finish cleaning everything up and getting it back together. The rear, I don't know, without the light, I don't have a light over here, but anyway, is all painted, looks much better. If we can get this ball bent back straight, I'll do that. So the wiring became more of a nightmare than I thought. So I will get it back together soon, but wanted to finish this video up. There will be a part 2, a shorter one, just to go over everything and maybe show what I finally had to do to get it dialed in. So again, like, comment, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We're over 100 now. I appreciate every single one of you for subscribing. If you like ATV content that's a little more steady than what I do, check out the ATV Hustle on YouTube, or 2 Vintage. Those guys are working on them daily. Lots of different four-wheelers, side-by-sides, you name it, motorcycles, they work on them. For good quality automotive content, I like This and That Garage, Puddin's Fab Shop, and everybody's favorite, Vice Grip Garage. There's several other ones you can see on my page down below who all I follow. Again, I appreciate you guys so much for subscribing, and just keep watching the videos. Share them with your friends. If there's anything I can do differently, comment down below. That kind of helps YouTube kind of pick up my videos a little more. So again, appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your week and hope to see you soon.